This matter of World War II and such, it's all overdone. It's overdone in education and mass media. But let me just get to what you all want me to talk about, the Holocaust, right? Well, here's what I have to say. As an American, you have strong cause to complain about the Holocaust propaganda, but you have to do it right. And by doing it right, when the left or the neocons say do it right, they mean you must lie. Whereas when I say do it right, for people on our side, I mean just tell the truth. And the truth is, it's too much. It would be one thing if you just went around denying the Holocaust out of the blue and for no reason, like they're pretending people are doing. But what people are faced with today is your kid, your child, propagandized at school with year-long courses from grade school to college, where in history class, this is all they learn. All they learn is Holocaust. And maybe some underground railroad too. So in the end, you have not just college students, but major journalists and even professors who know what the Underground Railroad is or everything about Holocaust mythology, but literally cannot place major countries on a map. And I'm not even exaggerating. This is a vicious kind of religious education because it's based on instilling moral guilt in some people and paranoia and a desire for revenge in others. Do you think the lurid and almost pornographic gore that is shown to people in schools and movies, what effect does that have? Are we allowed to ask that? Not only on those who are supposed to be guilted, but do you think it inspires someone like Paul Singer, a very rich and influential man, or Spielberg, to feelings of vicious revenge? Do you think it inspires this in them? Or at the very least, paranoia and such? But okay, what I'm trying to say is that the correct and true complaint people have is that there's too much of it. They've been propagandized too much about it. It's taken the character of a religious object, a sacred cow that no one can poke fun at, no one can question anything about it, and this is what rightly bothers people in a supposedly free society. It's very interesting, all these trads, Vermeulen, Douthad, all the lesser fats who are into this stuff, the fatties, they never had a word to say about this cult of the Holocaust or of the mythology of slavery in the Americas, which have quite explicitly usurped Christian imagery and very much present themselves very directly as almost parodies of the Christian passion story, and which are meant obviously to replace it. And which are much more important in the sense, than I am. I have a small account, whereas they've taken over entirely the education system with this religious crap. But the trads have nothing to say about this. And, which these founding religious myths of the secular state are used cynically to justify everything it does and to demonize opponents. When you have Holocaust survivors who are trod out into the public sphere to be in commercials against Trump, and how this supposedly reminds them of the early days of Nazism. You know what this is all about. And in Europe, all of this has been, it's for a long time used to promote mass immigration and to smear opponents of mass immigration as genocidal maniacs. So I'm not telling you anything you don't know here, but my point is that you have every right, even from a liberal and entirely liberal democratic point of view, and from a moderate Christian point of view, to complain about these propagandistic mythologies and outrages against you and your children. Because that's what Holocaust so-called education is. And that's something quite separate from its historical truth or falsity. And I'm not saying you need or should become a Holocaust denier, but the reason this is an issue isn't because of the perversion of the American nationalist who wishes to deny history or who's a genocidal freak, but because lurid, pornographic Holocaust propaganda is everywhere, pushed on children, and it's used to justify naked political ends. And people are tired of it, tired of propaganda, of moralistic propaganda forced on them, tired of teaching moments,